Guys, in this video we are going to learn how to design a simple exercise book in Photoshop. Let's get right into it. But before that, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to aid me provide more content of this sort. So first and foremost, what we have to do is to go to File, open Photoshop, go to File, New, and then select A3 from the print preset sizes. Okay, so when you select A3, you change the orientation to landscape and then the resolution of 300 pixels per inch. Then you click on create. Now supposing we have an exercise book folded this way, when you open it up this way you have A3, when you close it up you have A4. So 2 times of A4 gives A3. So we are going to create an A3, which we have already done. So we are going to divide this A3 that we've created into 2 equal parts. We can do that by just going to view and then selecting a new guide and then giving it 50%. Okay, so let's type 50% and click OK. So now there is a division line that divides the A3 size into 2. So meaning one side will be the front page of the exercise book and the other one will be the back page of the exercise book. Okay, so let's start with the front side of the exercise book first. I'll do that by going to my layer adjustment and then creating a solid color. So I'll create a solid color of this particular blue and then click OK. Now under this color I would like to create another color that is lighter than this. So I'll do that by going to the layer adjustment and then selecting solid color and then selecting the blue color that is lighter than the first one. So this is okay. Then I'll click OK. Afterwards I'll press B on my keyboard to activate my brush tool and then select this, the deeper color, and then put it on top of the lighter one. Okay, so after doing that we select the layer beside the deeper color, which is the mask, layer mask, and then increase our brush size like this. This is okay, and then decrease the flow to about 36 or 40%, or let's maintain it at 40%. Okay, so now let's select the layer mask of the deeper color and then click at the center of it like this to reveal some parts of the lighter color that is beneath the deeper one. Okay, so after we are done with this, let's lock all these layers up and then go to File and locate where our resources are and then place embedded. So I'll start by bringing in the logo. So I'll bring in the logo and place it on top of the design like this and commit transform. You could see that the layer has gone beneath the deeper color. So what we have to do now is to select that particular layer and then go to layer, arrange, and then bring to front, and then it comes in front of all the layers. Okay, so I would like us to get rid of this white background here with the logo. So what we have to do now is to go to the tools and then select your magic wand tool. Okay, after selecting the magic wand tool, click on the white space of the logo and then locate this layer mask icon and then click on it to add a layer mask. If this happens, this is not what we want. We want the logo itself. So if this happens, you have to undo by pressing Ctrl Z on the keyboard and then right clicking on the selection and then selecting inverse. When we select inverse, it selects the white background rather than selecting the logo. So it has now selected the white background. Then we click on the layer mask icon, then it gets rid of the white background for us. So now let's scale it down a bit like this and then place it here. Now I want to change the color of this particular logo. So what I have to do is to, looking at the logo, you can see there is a line of stroke around it. So in order to get rid of that too, I'll choose the polygonal lasso tool, and then draw a selection around it like this, and then select that particular layer and then press Ctrl J on the keyboard to duplicate, and then pressing Ctrl J on the keyboard to duplicate like this, and then delete the first one that we placed. So now break this one right here and then convert to smart object in order to maintain its quality whenever you scale it up or down. So you convert to smart object. Now in order to change the color of this particular logo, go to the FX and then go to blending options, then you can choose either color overlay and then choose a different color for this logo. So let's get a color that works fine with it. I think this is cool, so I'll select this color, this particular color, and then click on OK. Now I would like to add an image as a background to this particular exercise book. So I'll go to File and then locate where my resources are by clicking on the Place Embedded and then locating this particular image and then placing it on the background like this. Now in order to send it behind the logo or behind the colors, you just have to go to Layer, Arrange, Send Backward, go to Layer, Arrange, Send Backward again. So this is what we have. So in order to fade in the image on our left side, let's just select the image layer and then select the gradient tool. The shortcut is G, just G on the keyboard to activate the gradient tool. So now let's create a layer mask and then select the layer mask. Make sure your foreground color is black and your background color is white. So black hides, white reveals. If it is vice versa, when your white is on top, when you apply the gradient, it wouldn't do anything to the image. It wouldn't hide what you want to hide. So you have to make sure the foreground color is always black when you want to hide certain parts of images. Okay, so in order to do that, you can press X to toggle between the foreground and background color, or select or click on this to toggle between them, but the shortcut is X to toggle between them. So I'll select the black as my foreground color and then click and drag over the parts I want to get rid of in this particular design. So now I want the image to show a little deeper, so I'll select the deeper color and then with my brush tool I'll click here to reveal the image more. So I'll click here, then I think this okay. So now I can select the image and then lock it up to avoid its movement. Okay, so now it seems the logo to should be brought down a little bit like this. In order for the logo to be visible a bit, I would like to change or adjust the color. So I'll go to the FX and then color overlay, and then make the logo visible. And now let's add the name of the school. So I'll go to my text tool, and then type now. Let me select and then change the color of the text to white. So sharp brain. So I'll duplicate this text by selecting the text and then pressing Ctrl J on the keyboard and then moving it downwards a bit. And then make sure the sharp brain and then international school are in line. So in order to do that, you can select both text and then select this for them to be in line. You align them to center. Now I want to add a field where people can write their names, their class, and so on. So I'll select the rectangular tool from the tools, and then come down a bit and draw a nice rectangular shape, and then extend it to the left, to the right a bit, and then give it a round edge like this. Now I'll select this rectangle and then change the color of it to this particular color, and then add my details. So in here we will type the name, when it's not visible, that means either the text is white, so you select the text and then change the color of the text to the color you want to use. So name, so I'll hit enter on the keyboard to go to another line, and then class, then subject, and then I'll add dates commenced. So in order to space the text, I'll select all and then come to my text editing panel and then increase the leading of the text. Place it right here, and I think it is cool now. So now in order to make this a bit visible, I'll draw a nice rectangle and then give it a color that will be contrasting or create contrast between the name of the school and the background. So I'll bring it right here. I would like to add a little bit of gradient to this particular rectangle, so I'll select it and then click on my layer mask, select the layer mask, and then go in for my gradient tool, and then drag over it like this. Yes, I think this is cool now. So now I would like to add a line, a thin line around the edge. So I'll go in for the rectangular tool and then draw a rectangle from top to down like this. Deactivate the fill and then give it a stroke. A stroke of 10 pixels will be adequate for this particular design. And then give it a round edge like this. Okay. So now let's move on to the back. We are done with the front. Let's move on to the back page of the exercise book. Okay, so now I'll go to File and then Place Embedded. Now select this particular image and then place it on the background, and then drag it to the place like this. Increase the size and then commit transform by hitting enter on the keyboard. Select this particular image again and then give it a layer mask. Select a gradient to select the layer mask of this particular image too, and then drag over it like this to fade it in. Now I'll go to image, I'll go to File and then Place Embedded. Select the next image like this, bring it somewhere here and then send it to the top a bit. Hit enter. Select the image, click on the layer mask icon, select the gradient tool and drag it over your image to hide parts that you don't want to involve in the design. So I'll do this. Again, I would like to add one or two features to this. So I'll pick my ellipse to draw an ellipse like this, and then go to File, Place Embedded, and then select this image and place this as well. Now go to File, select the ellipse and then go to Layer, Arrange, bring to front. Minimize this image a bit, go to Layer, Arrange and then bring to front. Now it appears here that this particular image is in front of this oval, so select the image, click Alt on the keyboard and bring it in between the two layers, and then click to give you a masking or a layer mask. So now select the ellipse, go to blending options and give it an inner stroke. So you stroke and then increase the size of the stroke. A bit, let's say 95 pixels, and click OK. Now select the ellipse tool again, draw another ellipse, and then place it somewhere here. Go to layer, place embedded, and then select this image again, bring it in, scale it down a bit, and then make sure this image is in front of this. The image is in front of the container in which this image will be. So select this, go to layer, arrange, and then bring to front. Then select this particular layer again, go to layer, arrange, bring to front, and then by pressing Alt on the keyboard, bring it in between the two layers and clip them. So this is it. Now select the ellipse tool, go to blending options, stroke, and then select a color. Okay, so this is how you can design a simple exercise book in Photoshop. For more videos, consider subscribing to the channel if you are new here. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.